Childish, a TomTord fanfiction by Anonymous. 1. Well, isn't that just convenient? Tom stared at the wall of his apartment, bored out of his mind. There was nothing good on TV, Susan was broken again, and Matt and Ed weren't answering his text for some reason. The wall seemed to be the only item of interest at the moment. Tom was just about to give up and try taking a nap when a sudden pounding on the door distracted him. He trudged towards the door and opened it hesitantly to reveal an excited-looking Ed and a spaced-out Matt. "Hey Tom, we're heading to the magic shop. Wanna come with us?" Ed practically squealed. "Magic shop? You mean the same place where Matt got that weird mirror?" Tom asked. "That's the one!" Matt replied, suddenly snapping back to reality. "Well, alright. What the heck? It's not like there's anything else to do around here." Tom finally sighed. On any normal day, Tom probably would have said no immediately, but at this point, he was desperate to do something. It was to go to the magic shop or just drink until he passed out again. Actually, that second option didn't sound too bad, but Ed just looked so happy, and it would suck to see him sad. Tom was so lost in thought that he hadn't even realized they were already outside the door. By the time he did realize this, they were already halfway there. "I meant to ask you, why haven't either of you responded to any of my texts?" Tom asked out in the blue. "You text us?" "Sorry, Matt dropped his phone out his window, so I let him borrow mine. He ended up doing the same thing," Ed explained. "Sorry," Matt apologized. "Matt, how did you..." "Never mind," Tom shrugged. Matt did weird things in his spare time. Everyone knows that. And asking him about it was a lost cause. Something that everyone also knew. Tom had once again zoned out, not even realizing they had gotten to the magic shop and were standing in front of the aisles. Tom looked around and was very unsurprised to see that the shop hadn't changed at all since they last visited. He was leaning against the wall, noting the very unstable-looking shelf above him that had a singular bottle of some mysterious glowing fluid on top of it. One of the shopkeepers saw him eyeing the shelf and went over to assure him. "Sir, if you're so concerned that the potion will fall on you, then I suggest you go lean on a different wall. However, if you're that lazy, then I can assure you that the chances of that shelf breaking are highly unlikely unless you were to viciously beat it with a hammer." Tom slimly glared at this shopkeeper, who shrugged and went back to his work, which just seemed to be pretending to sweep. "Tom, check this out!" Ed shouted. He ran up to Tom with a dusty-looking rolled-up carpet. "It's a flying carpet! Do you think it actually works?" Ed grinned. Before Tom could give his input, Ed quickly unrolled the carpet, making Tom sneeze uncontrollably from the dust cloud Ed had created. Ed quickly sat on the torn-up carpet and tried desperately to get the thing to fly, even going as far as sweet-talking it. "Ed, I don't think it..." "Ed! Tom!" Matt shouted from across the store. Both of them turned to see Matt running towards them with some type of small creature chasing after him. "Matt, what did you do?" Ed screeched. "Mini unicorn cage, do not touch, open it!" Gah! Matt gasped, trying to catch his breath as he ran. "Watch out!" Tom warned. Unfortunately, he was too late. Matt had tripped over Ed and his carpet, kicking Ed in the stomach and ramming his face into the wall. Both Ed and Matt heard a crash and something shattered before they snapped back to reality. "Ow!" Ed groaned. "My face! Oh no, it doesn't look okay!" Matt panicked. "You look fine, Matt. You didn't get hurt. Right, Tom?" Ed asked, still clutching his stomach. There was no response. "Tom?" Ed asked again. After getting no response, they turned to see that they had created quite a scene. Customers and storekeepers alike were gathered around where Tom had previously been standing. There was a huge crack in the wall that started from where Matt had hit his face. Ed would later blame Matt's chin for that. The crack led all the way up to a now broken shelf that Ed had not noticed was there before. Matt helped Ed up, and they desperately tried to push through the steadily growing crowd to get a look at their hopefully not injured friend. Ed gasped at what he saw, but Matt just looked confused. "I don't get it. Where's Tom?" Ed asked. He asked, tilting his head slightly for effect. Matt, that is Tom! Ed gasped. In front of them were shards of broken glass, what looked like spilled cola, and a young eyeless child in an oversized blue hoodie, looking just as scared as Ed. Everyone was frozen for a while until the child quickly ran out of the magic shop. Should we go after him? Matt asked. Oh no, you two aren't going anywhere until you clean up this mess, the store owner practically growled. Please, miss, let's go after our friend. He got hit with whatever was in that bottle, Ed begged. The time reversal potion? Dang it! It'll take us forever to get more unstuck. Ugh, fine. But I expect you two to pay for this, she sighed. Thank you, both Matt and Ed shouted. They ran out the door and saw that Tom was nowhere in sight. Where'd he go? Matt mumbled. Okay, we just need to calm down. I mean, how hard could it be to find an eyeless child running around? Ed chuckled. 2. Must be a joke. Tord was very cautious when it came to leaving the Red Army base, which was surprisingly more often. Tord had been very stressed lately due to his recent incident with his giant robot. Since then, he has had to go through countless surgeries that have left him with an eye patch, a robotic arm, and a lot of time to just think. He preferred to think that this was the reason he kept going on so many walks away from the base. He wasn't stupid enough to just go out looking like himself, however. He decided to put on an old black hoodie he used to wear forever ago. He made sure that the sleeves were long enough to hide his arm to avoid any unnecessary attention, and he was smart enough to pull his hood up so that his trademark hair and somewhat recognizable face wouldn't be fully visible to anyone who dared glance in his direction. Personally, Tord thought his plan was flawless. Just a small walk from Red Base to that weird magic shop down the street and back. No questions asked. He was well hidden and none of his soldiers would have had the guts to tell him otherwise, so it was just perfect, plain and simple. Tord looked around to see that he was just about to pass in front of the magic shop when two very familiar people ran out of the strange building. Upon realizing who the two men were, Tord turned around and began to speed walk away, completely baffled by the fact that Ed and Matt had noticed his presence. Tord began mentally panicking, transitioning from a fast-paced walk to a small jog. Although he knew that Matt and Ed hadn't seen him, something in the back of his head told him to keep running, and for the love of God, don't look back. Excuse me, mister? Tord heard, stopping him in his tracks. It was a small child's voice, and yet it sounded strangely familiar. But Tord couldn't really figure out where he had heard the voice before. Over here, the voice sniffled. Wait, was the child crying? Where the heck are these kids' parents? Tord thought absently as he tried to find the source of the voice. To your right, or left, let's see. Tord eventually found the source of the voice. It was coming from an alleyway to his right. Tord didn't trust this one bit. Mysterious children in an alleyway? That just sounded like a trap. Before Tord could do anything about it, his legs practically moved on their own, taking him further into the alleyway. Down here, Tord heard again. He looked down to see a young child with spiky brown hair, a large blue hoodie, and no eyes? Hi, I was wondering, do you know where I am? The child asked, wiping away tears with his large sleeves. No, this isn't happening right now. This is a joke. It has to be, Tord thought. Tom? Tord asked, trying to confirm his thought. Whoa, you know my name? How? Are you a psycho? Tom asked. You mean a sidekick? Tord sighed. Oh, whoops. Sorry, mister. Tom giggled. This was too weird. This isn't funny, Tom. Tord growled. What are you talking about, mister? Tom seemed like he was genuinely confused. Tord was prepared for a lot when it came to Tom. He had created millions of plans just in case he ever saw Tom again. Every single one of them was fueled by pure anger and revenge. Every possible scenario was accounted for. That, until now. Tord was at a loss for once. On one hand, he could just kill Tom right here. It would be easy in his current form, but on the other hand, Tord wanted Tom to suffer more than anything. Wanted him to feel the pain he felt. But killing him right now means that he'd never get that chance. Might as well get to the bottom of this. Tom, what's the last thing you remember? Well, all I remember is standing in the puddle, and there were all these scary-looking people staring at me. I got scared and ran away. Oh, I might have hurt myself a little. Tom sighed. Hurt yourself? How? See? Tom turned his head to reveal a bunch of glass sticking out of his head. Oh, Tord replied. If this had been regular Tom, it would have been funny, but this was Tom as a kid, which made it a little creepy considering how nonchalant he was about giant and very bloody shards of glass physically in his head. Wait a minute, I don't know your name. Sorry, mister. Not introducing yourself to someone is just rude. So, what's your name? Tom grinned. Tord began. He wasn't sure if he wanted to tell Tom what his name was. From what he could tell so far, Tom didn't recognize him. And he seemed to be missing a pretty big chunk of his memory, so maybe it was alright? My name is Tord. Tord sighed. Tord? That's a weird name. What did you say? Tord growled, getting irritated. He had to try to contain his anger so he couldn't accidentally kill Tom early, but Tom wasn't making it very easy. I'm sorry, Mr. Tord. Please don't hurt me. Tom cowered. Tord chuckled slightly at Tom's response. He had forgotten what a wuss Tom was as a kid. In fact, he was by far the most naive and innocent kid in their class. Maybe even more innocent than Ed, who still acts like an overgrown child. Calm down, Tom. I'm not going to hurt you. Tord whispered that last part. You're not? No. Now tell me, do you know Ed or Matt? Tord wanted to see how much of Tom's memories were actually missing. Ed? Matt? Nope. Tom smiled, blissfully unaware of how much danger he was in. Wow, you're completely gone, aren't you? What do you mean, Mr. Tord? He wasn't going to lie. This whole Mr. Tord thing was starting to freak him out. Okay, crap. What am I supposed to do? I can't just give him to Ed and Matt. They'd recognize me. Ugh, I can't just let him wander either. I could end up dead before I get my chance. Tom mumbled to himself. Mr. Tord, why do you have an eye patch? Are you a pirate? Tom giggled gleefully. Do I look like a pirate to you? Tord grimaced. A little, but only because of the eye patch. Tom shrugged, barely moving his oversized sleeves. Tord suddenly came up with a fantastic idea. If something made Tom like this, then there must be something to change him back. So if Tord was to take him in until he could figure out what that is, then he wouldn't even have to go through the trouble of fighting him again. He'd become an adult again and he'd already be captured. No extra word necessary. Then Tord can torture him as much as he wants. Which is kind of weird and really not good at the same time. Tom, do you have anywhere to stay? Tord gave a fake smile. No, Tom sighed. Well, how would you like to come stay with me for a bit? Tom offered. Really? Tom gasped. Of course, Tom. Tord laughed. To Tom, it probably sounded like a nice giddy laughter, but in reality, it was more like a maniacal laughter. Thank you, Mr. Tord. Tom smiled, taking Tord's hand. You're welcome, Tom. Tord smirked. As they walked back to Red Base, Tord began to realize he had just resorted to kidnapping.